Hi there, Aquarius and Aquarius Rising. Welcome to your June general forecast. Make sure that you're reading your rising sign as well as your sun sign. So we, we're getting those overlaps because that takes you into your own natal chart if you know what your rising sign is. So this month is all about the Gemini new moon, adding sparkle to start off our summer. And, because Gemini is all about friends and connections and, making those new connections. It's an air sign like you, Aquarius, and it is your fifth house of fun, romance, children. It is the fun time of the year for you. If you are single, Aquarius, this is when you have the opportunity to meet somebody new, and Venus is sitting there with this new moon. And not only, so that's on the 4th, but you've got big things coming up to June 6th. So if you're single or if you're coupled, you've got a great month coming up to have the fun. Let me say thank you. I'm very grateful for being able to spend time with you here on my YouTube channel once a month, doing a little forecast for you, sharing my passion of developing greater self-esteem, love, and compassion through deeper self-knowledge that this amazing science of astrology allows us to do. Take a deeper look into the universe in a deeper way and realizing that we're all connected in some way. So Gemini, what is that all about? Gemini, and the secret of our success this month is going to be about curiosity. It's about setting your intentions, your communication goals for the entire year. Looking at how you're thinking, what you're thinking about, how your thoughts are, elevate your attitude and elevate your sense of, by elevating your attitude and your thoughts, you'll see that you attract better quality to you. Also, your thoughts and your mind have a deep connection to your body. So that's going to have a really direct play into your health. And Jupiter has been going through the sign of Virgo for the last year almost, bringing us to the attention that we need to look at our daily routine. We need to learn new things about how we're feeding ourselves and go forward in great new ways. So the Gemini house is where we're curious, we're making connections, it's where we might be restless and in need of variety, being fun. But if you think about, we just came from the time of Taurus and we're talking about our self-esteem and our values and getting that secure. And that's all connected to relationships and also to manifesting something. Intentions come from the sense of I know what I want and I know who I am. So do relationships. So if you have that clear, then you need clarity. You need to have clarity in connecting with that truth, and also clarity of thought and clarity of attitude, and knowing that our attitude, and I love this inspiration for Gemini, that happiness doesn't depend on who you are or what you have. It depends solely upon what you think. That's Dale Carnegie. So no one's in charge of your happiness, only you. And, if there's something going on with, feeling down or whatever it is, there's ways that you can do, there's things that you can do to get out of it. And a lot of times it has to do with your eating and, what you're putting into your body. So that's what Saturn and Jupiter are helping us right now do, is being open to learning new ways to heal our body, and with that knowledge, make some changes that are positive. So let's look at your chart. The fifth house, it's always such an exciting time for everybody. It's new sparkles, it's new fun, and it's romance. Like I said, it's children. It's, Venus has already beaten to the punch there. Venus has gotten there as of last Tuesday. And whenever Venus comes in, it sweetens the pot. And then, of course, the sun was there. So this new moon is really like bringing forth something. Maybe there's parties for you to go to. You definitely got to go and have some fun. It's also your children, so you'll be spend more time with your children, maybe go on a vacation. It's time to have some relaxation time before you need to go back to work and you have a really heavy load in your routine. Mercury is going to be going into that section on June the 12th. So now our thinking is moving from Taurus, which is what we own and what we love and what we want and what our value is. and that's been getting us set to really go forward in positive ways. Today it's in trine with Pluto, so we're really pushing forward with this plan that we've been working on. And then we have look forward to the full moon coming up at the end of the month. I mean, in the middle of the month, and it's the second full moon in Sagittarius. And at 29 degrees of Sagittarius, it's highlighting again your groups and your friends and fun. So whatever seeds that you planted there, new seeds, then it's being it's showing for you during that time. So there's a mutable grand cross going on, and this new moon is excitingly bringing that out. And it's so what does that mean for you? If you have been working on or thinking about working on a creative project that you need funding for, and that is creating, it comes from an idea or an inspiration that you have because you have Uranus in your third house, you can come out with sparks of inspiration and new ways of thinking of things, then that can be brought out now. But what this means for everyone is experiencing this. The mutable T-square is saying, take those visions, take those dreams, and create something with them. Saturn is giving us the ability, the truth, the knowledge, the our own inner authority and inner truth to go forward to create a foundation under this. And Jupiter and Virgo over there in your 8th house, over here, has been giving you the ability to possibly get funding that you need from other people, and to grow your joint finances in some way. It's about creating partnerships, mergers with other people that are fortuitous, they're of good fortune. So Virgo now being visited, the sign of Virgo in Jupiter being there, it's about loving the work that you do. So connections, making the right connections, sometimes it's just about meeting the right person and then things kind of take off. So we're looking at that as well. So we have this, before we even get there, your ruler, Saturn is your ruler. It's been retrograde since August the 13th. It's retrograde in your 11th house, saying you need to take a look at the friends that you have and the groups that you have and kind of get lean in that area. It's retrograde until August the 13th. So you may be learning new things, maybe gaining new friendships that are going to be beneficial for you. Maybe some people are being left behind, but it's retrograde until August the 13th. And your secondary ruler is Uranus, which is also in a fire sign of Aries. So you're actually pretty supercharged and bold right now because you've got the fire signs behind you in rulership, which is really great. So we've got Mars. Mars wasn't done with your sector that relates to your career. Mars went back into your career zone in Scorpio on May the 27th. And we've got some cleanup and correction to do. It's going to go direct, though, on June the 29th, and it will stay there until August the 2nd. So we have some time to go over, maybe things were coming up in your career zone over last summer because Saturn was in that area as well, that you needed to kind of clean up because Scorpio is all about things that we need to release, but it's also deep power. It's power and willful power. And we may be looking at some situations that were around last summer that we can go back and kind of clean up with and go forward, because we want to go forward really clean because we're creating new foundations that are going to sustain us going forward. And that's really exciting. Neptune in your 2nd house of money. Your monetary sources, generally when it's made through something revolving around water, revolving around the industries that have to do with addictions, drinking, smoking, the arts, romance, dancing, but it can be, so inspiration leads you to money. That's kind of what that is. But also money can fall through your fingers. So you have to just be mindful of all of that. We want to we don't want to have our head in the sand where Neptune is, and if there's addictions involved, uh, it's Neptune can be addiction, but it also can be your highest romance and your highest, dreams and visions for the future. So just watch out for confusion around money or being spending that is a little out of control. So Neptune goes retrograde until November the 19th. So it's taking some time off there in your second house. So I'm not sure how that's affecting you, but utilize that in the highest ways. So we're going to be laying out our intentions for the new moon coming up by June the 3rd. Sun is opposite Saturn that day, one of your rulers. So we're seeing the fruits of, wait, yeah, Sun is opposite Saturn, sorry, in full phase. Also, Sun is first quarter to Neptune too, so it's our vision is evolving, and we're working. It's like, what did you want to build? This is a reality for resources and money. And Venus and Saturn are opposing on that same day too. So right before we have this new moon, we have kind of like the nuts and bolts of what we're putting together. And this new moon can just bring out new connections for us to help us get there. And other big days for planning, for business, Mercury is going to be opposing Mars on June the 9th. And so that could be bringing up some stuff also that was going on last summer that we needed to let go or to transform. It's also, but the mind is very sharp when Mars is involved, so that's great. We have the first quarter moon on June the 12th, and we have the full moon, a second full moon in Sagittarius up in your 11th house, bringing notations to whatever goals that you have, some completions around being involved in some groups or something around your friendship. So it's a second full moon in that area for us to enjoy. And that's right on the summer solstice. There's a lot of energy around that time. And then the sun moves into your sixth house of work and health. And, so this is a really good time to get a new gym membership, just watching what you're eating, but you might have some project at work that you're going to need to take care of. So every year around July 4th, every year around the summer solstice, that's when the sun moves into this sector for you. This year, July 4th, we have a new moon in that area. So you're going to make sure that you have fun now, because that's when the work starts and you have a lot of stuff going on that you need to take care of. So when Mars goes direct on June the 29th, we've got, there's a lot of power going on. So look for, there's a lot of action going on around your career, and Mercury then going into your sixth house around your job. Then there's going to be issues coming up around work and career, family, emotional stuff. So that'll be a very active time. June the 30th is a very spicy time with Venus opposite Pluto, so go out and have fun. This is a great date night to involve passion. Just be wary of conflicts with money. But that'll be a nice time. When Venus goes into Cancer June 17th, then, when you're at the gym, you have a chance of meeting someone, but you definitely get payback from taking care of your health at this time. And we've got the July 6th, Mercury and the Sun are coming together. So that's like the answer to everything that was going on with this Mercury retrograde. So look to this time to be developing, and this Mercury retrograde was in your fourth house, and it was saying, what's going on around your home and what you want to accomplish yourself, your own personal goals. So that'll be coming up around that time. And just note that Venus is still below the horizon right now. On June the 6th, Venus is meeting with the Sun in Gemini, and it's saying that we're putting our heart into, opening our heart to the to who we really are. And we're building that through July 24th. So that's like the deeper essence of what's going on. So right. So Aquarius, go have a really super fun time this month. You owe it to yourself. And go out, create some romance, have some fun with your children, And reach out to me at kkkastrology.com for a personal consultation to help you get a deeper look at your own chart.